Hey friend, you are back with the Aries Alchemist for another general tarot reading. The sun is sunning, okay? But it's gonna be okay for this video. Alright, this is for my earth signs. So, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's going on with you. And remember that these readings are timeless, so whenever you happen to see this, it's going to be for you. Even if it's next year, next decade, next century. I wonder if YouTube will be around in the century. Or if not, like, maybe the videos will still be around. Who knows? I don't know, maybe somebody does know. But so far we got the Queen of Wands, the Fool in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, the Hermit, Six of Swords, Emperor in reverse, Tower in reverse. So somebody's trying to sabotage you. I'll tell you that right now. But let's go ahead and clarify, and then I'll get into all the definitions. Got the Six of Swords again. The Fool. Ten of Cups jumped out. The Hermit. Clarifying the Hermit, I got the King of Wands. Knight of Swords reversed. Ace of Swords reversed. And the Tower. Interesting reading so far. So with this Queen of Wands clarified by the Six of Swords, it's letting you know that despite what's going on with you right now, you do have everything that you need. You're stable and grounded as much as you possibly can be, but you also have somebody helping you to move on. The Fool in reverse and the Fool upright, this is showing you that you have new beginnings. So again, the person, whoever is helping you to move on, is helping you to move on to a better place, but you have to be careful to make sure that you're not making the same foolish decisions once you get there. The King of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Ten of Cups. So whoever you're attached to right now, that's who you're moving on from into a more fulfilling situation. And the Hermit clarified by the King of Wands is letting you know, okay, so whoever this was with the King of Wands or the King of Cups in reverse, that wasn't working out. You're moving on to somebody that's very different from them, a King of Wands upright. But it's going to take you making sure that you're like taking a break to learn from this previous situation in order for you to get to this person. Now, this does not have to be romantic though. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. This could be moving on from a friend that was doing you dirty. It could be moving on from a parent and on to like an uncle or somebody like that that's going to give you better advice. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could even be you moving on like to a better job. Like maybe your old boss just really fucking sucked, and so you're moving on to a job or a position in that company with somebody who's better suited to help you. Six of Swords clarified by the Knight of Swords in reverse. It's sort of, can you see that? But it's sort of feeling like it's a rash decision on your part. That's just you being afraid of the unknown. Everything really is going to be okay, and you are being led to do this divinely. So when Spirit wants you to do something and you really listen, that decision is protected. Emperor reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is warning you not to be in your head too much about it. You will have positive results. But if you're worrying a lot and you're thinking about like what's the worst thing that can go on or anything like that, you can attract a harder journey than it needs to be. So I always talk about how these two towers in the deck are very different. So with this one, this is more so like in the standard decks, the most widely known tarot cards, and it's literally a tower and there's people jumping from it, falling from it, it's on fire, like it's all coming crashing down. And then this one is more so like, who is this monster? There's a storm going on and it's water flooding the city, causing devastation. So these are two very different types of towers. One is like imminent danger. The other one is more so like emotional havoc. So the fact that this one was in reverse, this one was in reverse, is letting you know that you're making big decisions right now, and you're avoiding anything that's gonna make you, like, I'm hearing go crazy, but I feel like that's not to be taken literal. Like let's say this was a work situation, right? Like your old job, maybe it got you enough money, but it was causing so much turmoil and stuff that you're still anxious and depressed. Okay, the sun is but this is showing that everything has to come crashing down in order for you to rebuild it new. So even though one tower is upright and one is in reverse, like, that's the way that they fit together. It will be harder on you emotionally if you stay. And you got to remember, when God closes one door, another one opens for you. So it is going to be okay in the end. Plus, that Six of Swords came out 2 times. So again, you have the help that you need in order to make this transition. What are some affirmations that are going to keep you encouraged on this journey? I leave behind old patterns to create space for growth. I release all things that no longer serve me, and I release others' expectations of me. So for some of you, you are afraid to move on, and you feel like you're making a rash decision just because of, like, what you feel like other people are going to be thinking about you. There we go. So don't worry about that, pretty much. Like, you're the only one that has to live with the consequences of your decision. So other people feeling like it's not a good idea, like, that doesn't really matter, for lack of a better way to put it. You should not give any type of fucks. I release all things that no longer serve me, and I leave behind old patterns. That is the tower, speaking on the tower. You got to let old things go in order for you to get better things. So that's what Spirit wants you to focus on. What crystals will help you through this? Selenite. Selenite is like a master crystal. That's going to help you with pretty much anything because it always brings clarity. It cleanses your other crystals and things like that. So it's like the mom of the group, you know. Clear quartz, super similar. And blue calcite. One more. Okay, and labradorite. So, I already explained selenite. Clear quartz is super similar. So, one says psychic insight, one says psychic abilities. Either way, it's going to help you hone your intuition so that you're able to follow your spiritual guidance as closely as possible, because that's going to help you keep a higher vibe if you're thinking like, okay, I know that I'm supposed to do this. I'm being led to do this. There's nothing for me to worry about. That way you don't sabotage yourself or make the journey harder than it needs to be. This labradorite is all about having a journey in general and being protected on it, being brave enough to pursue it. So that's going to help you not to be so afraid and not to overthink as well. And then blue calcite, this is going to bring you inner peace. It's all about staying calm and vibing high, not doubting yourself, and not listening to other people speak doubt into you. Everybody's not going to have the same vision as you. Everybody doesn't have the same level of faith. So it might genuinely look bad to you. They might be giving you advice based on them genuinely trying to help you, but that doesn't mean that it is good advice for you. Because Spirit is the one who can see the bigger picture. So that advice is always going to hit better. Something from your guardian angels via the Moonology deck. Communication is key. It's time to release negativity. And the end of a tough cycle approaches. So yeah, something about you knew that it was time for you to move on anyway. You just, again, were afraid of the unknown. This is letting you know that it really is going to be okay. It's time to release negativity that keeps coming out. Like, it's time to move on. Just make sure you're staying positive about it so that it's not a rough ride. And communication is key. Communicating with your spirit team, that is. However you choose to communicate with them. That can be something like prayer. It could be getting a reading. It could be sitting at your own altar. It could be going out in nature. Whatever that looks like for you is fine. Trust your gut on it. What do your ancestors have to say? Share your voice. That's more so about communication again with them. Unbound, releasing soul patterns. Like, everybody's saying the same thing to you. The same thing to you right now. The age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And what is not aligned and needs to change. The exact same messages, friend. What do you need to change? What are you clinging to and why? Ask yourself that honestly. And for most of you, it is just the fear of the unknown. And that's okay. That's like a human thing. Don't feel bad about it. You've been training for this, though. I'm hearing that in another lifetime, you had the opportunity to go ahead and move on and jump out on faith, and you didn't. You stayed where you were. You were miserable, like forever, in that lifetime. So this is your chance to do it over and see what's on the other side of fear. Releasing the past. Move on. Don't stay where you're comfortable, where everything's familiar, because you can't really grow there. Share your voice. Communicate with your spirit team. They're not going to steer you wrong. Let's get something from your spirit guides now. You got to jump first for the universe to catch you. Manifest your dreams. I am presence. Cosmic Pearl, Cosmic Emerald. So if you can get or do have an actual pearl or an emerald, those are 2 more crystals that will help you throughout this journey. Okay, but still just the information on it. So this is all about like taking care of your health. Your health is your wealth, literally. The physical and the spiritual are directly tied. They're like yin and yang. So what's going on with one is going on with the other. As long as you are staying physically well, you're more likely to be mentally well, spiritually well. If you're staying spiritually well, you're more likely to be physically well. And so it goes. All of that's going to make you financially well as well. How many times did I just say well? Whatever number that was, look that number up. And expand your psychic gifts. This is also a test of faith in the sense of you seeing what you can make happen with your own power. That's reinforced by this I am presence. You can be whatever you need to be to get things done in the best way. Path of least resistance. And manifest your dreams. It's time for you to go for what you really want, not what you feel like you should have or what people told you is best for you. What do you actually want out of your life? And what's it going to take to get there? Do an honest assessment. Sometimes we really actually don't know what we want because we've never sat down to separate the voices in our head. Like, dang, I actually don't give a fuck about buying a house. I've just been trying to do it because that's what I see people say that you do all the time as an adult. Like, what do you want to do for you and why? What are some actions you can take? Make a plan, Stan. Bust out of your cocoon. And keep your commitments. So this keep your commitments is more so about like you not going back after you jump off this cliff. Don't try to climb back up the mountain back to where you were because you got scared and you're like, oh my God, did I make the wrong decision? That's going to make everything worse for you. Okay? Bust out of your cocoon. Again, just like do something you've never done before. Maybe you're a person that generally plays it safe. This is letting you know this is not one of those times you need to be playing things safe. Take a risk, a calculated risk, because it says also make a plan. Now, this doesn't have to be a super detailed plan. This can just be an outline. Like, you obviously still have to make sure that you're paying bills. If you have kids, you know, take care of those kids or whatever. But what are some, like, reasonable things that you know for sure that you can do? But don't get too detailed because then you're going to block the flow of spirit. It's going to cut off the options that you don't know exist that will really help, the way that your spirit team wants to help you. So it's going to be way more faith, but do have a little bit of a plan. And let's leave off with a cannabis oracle. What's the overarching theme for you to focus on? If you only take one thing from this reading. Strength. Stay strong. It's a blueberry indica. And it says you will receive what you deserve. Karma will fulfill itself, and there is a balance and fairness. So if you know that you're a good person, which I know that you're a good person because those are the type of people that I attract to my channel. If you know that you're a good person, you have to think like, why would God lead me into a bad situation? Again, I get that, you know, it's a little bit hard because you can't see the full picture, but that's where faith comes in. Good things do happen to good people. There's, of course, lots of nuances, and perception plays a huge part in how that manifests, how it feels and looks for you. But if you're a good person, good things will happen. You can have faith in that. So that's what I have for you guys. If anything resonated, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help me spread the word. Somebody else needs to hear this right now, and they don't know that this channel exists yet. So it's up to you to help me reach those people. I just want to help. For realsies. If you would like more information, for most of you, I'm getting that this is more so about your career. Either that or like a big move, like maybe moving out of state, especially if you've lived in your hometown your entire life. It's more so about that. For some of you, this is about a romantic, I would say location, a romantic relationship. But if you want more information on that, you can book a love reading or a career reading that's going to get you right. Or a general reading if you feel like this resonates, but you're not sure which arena it's in. With that, I bid you guys adieu.